Yo, it's Eddie Ortega. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? It's been a long time since I've posted a video, and I felt that I needed to make a little bit of a life update, just kind of break the ice and share a little bit about what's been going on in my life and also why I haven't been posting so much. This channel is still very small and it's just focused on my artistic journey. But alongside this, I'm also a full-time college professor teaching arts, which is a recent career move that I made. I used to work in the tech world and I've been a game developer for a long time. And I was just deeply unhappy with that and I wanted to try something different. And so, although I've been teaching for about a year, it wasn't until this year that things got to get really, really serious. And I feel like I started with just teaching a curriculum in the classroom, and that went really well. And now I find myself involved in a lot of more like curriculum development and institutional development type activities. And I'm actually not gonna lie, it's been really wonderful because art college has its own numerous problems, including the financials of what college looks like. But it's really interesting to be involved in a way where you're actually trying to make a difference and you're actually trying to make things better for people. And as you know from this channel, or if you know me at all, my life is about art. All I love, all I want to do is to make art and to be with other people and encourage and inspire and help other artists to also progress in their journey. Having been an art school student, I also had all the usual complaints about what art college is and it isn't. And I actually have a lot of things that I don't love about how institutions run. Actually, for the most part, I'm a critic, really. Like, I never thought I'd find myself teaching in the arts. And what I've found is this really deep connection to wanting to help the students' lives, to wanting to make people's lives better, and finding that one of the only ways that we have available in the way of a stable job anyway is like art institutions, colleges, which have all these problems and all these flaws. And so I've gotten all kinds of involved to trying to actually make things better and like showing up and trying to make a program that was already pretty good, like even more effective, and having wonderful conversations with peers who truly deeply care. Like, that's one of the things that I keep finding is that the faculty and even the institution, they really, really care. Um, but we're also tasked with a very difficult task, which is to try to educate a large number of people in a way that is sustainable and in a way that can keep the faculty on board and that can kind of match all the crazy living costs of what it means to just live in America right now. So anyway, that's a super summary, but I've found myself really deeply involved and really deeply invested in trying to find ways to keep improving an institution, to keep improving students' lives. And it's almost like this tension because it rubs right against what I'm trying to do with this channel, which is kind of the opposite, which is kind of like try to make as many of my experiences and art learnings as available as possible. And and so that's been really challenging and it's been a little bit frustrating, at least when it comes to this YouTube channel. This is a place where I want to keep sharing authentically, but I also want it to be a useful resource for people to explore their own art journey. In fact, since I've become an educator and I've dedicated more and more to trying to support other people in their journey, I have become even more convinced that art is a personal journey and an individual journey. And institutions, colleges, online courses, any of these things can only give you, or books for that matter, can only give you glimpses of other people's process. And the thing that works and helps the most is to encourage people to develop their own set of processes and their own set of ideas and then to grow from them. I feel like that's where really like the artistic growth really happens. So anyway, it pushes right against the fact that in order to do this YouTube channel, I need to spend a lot of time making videos. I need to spend a lot of time editing my thoughts and kind of trying to figure out what of my daily practice is useful to share with other people, right? And not to mention that it kind of takes time for me being able to focus on developing my skills further. Although my love and my heart is with art and with drawing and painting and telling stories, My career has been about making video games and sort of working on big productions, and oftentimes being a producer or a creative director or somebody who's trying to organize a bunch of other people to make something wonderful. So the really cool thing is that I get to do that with young and upcoming artists that are finding their own path, and that's awesome. Um, and the really difficult part is that it takes all the time that I would have spent on my practice, and it becomes all the time I want to spend developing good curriculum, developing good classes, creating good lectures, and classroom activities that kind of deliver the most value I can. Because when I look at the cost of art school, which my family had to pay as well, I just don't sleep calmly at night knowing that young people are going into incredible amounts of debt to try to get a career off the ground. And so you end up feeling a really deep sense of responsibility, a really deep sense of commitment. How much can I do? How much can I give on any given day to support people? And that's kind of become the new orientation of my life, basically. And this is deeply gratifying for me. I mean, there's lots of equity issues, financial issues, there's all kinds of issues at all levels, economic issues, across the board. And yet, I find this work much more deeply satisfying than when I was working for a tech company and I could spend hours upon hours and stay up late nights to work on a product that might never even see the light of day, or just to kind of work at the whims of managers that seem to me very disconnected from life itself, where I draw my passion. So I've been on this really wonderful journey of learning what it means to support other people, and even realizing that one's own personal artistic skill can only take you so far. I've encountered folks who are amazing at their craft, who are also wonderful at educating people, and I've also encountered folks who are amazing at their craft, and that is not quite what translates to being a great educator and a great supporter of other people. So it's very eye-opening. It's very gratifying work, and it also creates this dynamic where it's like, okay, now my main value for the world isn't the art that I create, at least right now. It's the way in which I support other people make their own art. I support other people to make their own art, English language. um, so that's a lot of what I've been doing and why I haven't been posting. I'm also a game developer, and for a while now I've been toying with the idea of making game development content on this platform. And I don't even know where to put that, like if it should be in this channel or a separate channel. Would that be of interest to you? Do you want to hear how the artistry feeds into something like a game production or a film production? That's something I've been thinking about a lot more. So I have this picture of being involved in education, trying to figure out what is even the meaning of good arts education. I have this background of being a video game developer and producer, and I have this indie thing on the side where I'm working on some games, along with some writing and some music, and the fact that I have ADHD and all these other things that are like, I think interesting about my life that yeah, that I would love to share. Um, but if anybody watches this, I'd love to know if any of that piques your interest or makes you wonder, oh, I'd really love to hear you talk about that. All right, so that's a little bit about my relationship to the channel right now. I also would love to share with you this adventure that I'm about to go on. For the longest time, I've had this kind of dream of mine, to kind of go traveling and just go painting for a while. I've been I've traveled a lot with my friends in the past, but I always struggled with the idea of traveling for myself, like doing something purely because I believe it would be of value to me. And so, in the last couple months, I finally, after thinking about it for so long, had the courage to organize basically an art retreat for myself. And so in the next month, right, literally today after I finish this video, I'm going on a 1 month adventure on my own to Japan to just paint and draw. And I am ecstatic. I can't believe that this is happening. I've been thinking about this for so long, just like, man, I never really had the urge to travel. Like my friends traveled a lot in their 20s, and I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever, I'll go with you. But I never had this experience of like, well, what would it look like if I did it for me? Like if I went to travel in a way that is exciting to me, what would that look like? kind of in relationship to my current work that I've been doing in education. I'm very excited to just be taking a month off, which I recognize as a privilege and also an outcome of me working really hard to save up, so that I could just take this time to develop myself. I feel a little bit weird about the whole Japan thing because I've been there before and I've loved it. Actually, the first time I went in 2019, I had a kind of life-changing experience that was the beginnings of me realizing that I wasn't happy in my current career, which at the time was just working straight up in tech and video games. And and that really started a very lengthy process that actually was the thing that originally encouraged me to want to make a YouTube channel and to want to dedicate to art more directly. And so returning to Japan is going to be very, very interesting because that was a very pivotal time in my life. Like the last time I was there, I guess I would say I became very emotionally and psychologically open to a very different life. And now my life has really changed. It feels very different than what it used to. I just feel called to return to that place, to be the place where I kind of spend a month just kind of wandering and painting and drawing. That said, obviously we all know that right now that's like the hip thing to do. So Japan is like over tourism and super, like it's oversaturated right now. So it feels a little bit, I don't know, I feel a little bit weird about that. Like I'm really hoping to go and I kind of wish I weren't contributing to that sense of over tourism and the sort of like, ooh, let's go to Japan because that's like the thing that everybody wants to do. But at the same time, for reasons that started many years ago, I feel like that's the place where I gotta go. It's also the place where I feel the most comfortable going. So, because I've been before and it's very safe and I kind of know my way around a little bit and I have a couple friends there. Um, but yeah, I'm just really excited and I wanted to share that with you because not that not that you were waiting for me to post, but I'm going to continue my absence from YouTube and really just focus on being in the analog of my life. I have a bunch of books that I'm taking on painting. I have a bunch of art supplies. This is like my idea of a dream travel experience. I kind of like when I was a little kid, all I wanted to do was draw. It's like the adult version of that. So that's what I'm doing. And, I guess I wanted to share that because it has felt like a critical step for myself. In the world of art, there's all these milestones that people are pursuing, right? That we're conditioned to pursue. I went to art school many times, I've already mentioned that. But then you are conditioned to pursue a career, and then you're conditioned to pursue like um, high profile projects, and then you're continuing to pursue people knowing your name and having social media audience and all these like things that are external. And for some reason, actually, just the act of saying, I'm going to save up this money, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to use it to sort of invest in my artistry, like from the inside. I haven't even gone on the trip, and that feels deeply fulfilling and deeply exciting. Like it's an act of courage or a sort of almost statement to myself, like, yes, I'm dedicated to this, and this is worthy of my time and my passion because this is what I do. And I guess I'm putting that out there in case you've ever had such a thing or such a desire. It doesn't have to be as grand or as big. For me, this really started with me allowing myself a day, just a day to go out and draw. Or even allowing myself to invite my friends to join me in those adventures instead of going drinking or whatever, right? Um, so I guess I wanted to share that with you. There's a sense of self affirmation and kind of like saying yes to the tasks that nurture what we love and what makes us passionate. And related to the topic of education, I actually think these are the kinds of experiences that really grow us and expand us and get us to see our life in a different way. So that's it. That's me. That's what's been going on. If you watch this video till the end, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for listening to what I have to say here. And I look forward to coming back and sharing with you all the art I'm gonna do. My only goal is to stay in one place and go on little day trips. And there's only one rule, which is paint and draw every single day. So I really look forward to what I'll be able to share when I come back. So anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful summer yourself, and I hope you're staying connected to your art. This is me sharing with you my passion. I'll see you on the next one. And again, let me know about if there are any topics that you'd be really curious to hear about or any advice you have for me about continuing this YouTube journey. I'm still in the baby stages, even though I've been doing it for a long time. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you. I'll see you. Ciao.